Hello, welcome to episode 10 of our series on life and productivity hacks. This one's taken a while coming, so thank you for your patience. Question to get this started. When was the last time you tried to interrupt someone and what was the result? Right. This is an all too common situation, all too common challenge. This is something that happens multiple times in a day. Someone continues to ramble on incessantly, someone is going off into multiple tangents, someone just cannot stop speaking without making a point, uh, and you are thinking whether to interrupt, how to interrupt, what the result would be of that interruption. Would you lead the conversation in a place that is worse off than where it is, etc. Right? And today, in the next few minutes, we want to speak about what are the two or three ways in which not to interrupt at all in a conversation, and possibly the one way that is likely to work in most situations and hopefully also will not just help you interrupt but lead that conversation in a direction that might be more beneficial for all the parties involved, right? So first, what not to do, right? So mostly when people try to interrupt, they either say, I'll have to interrupt you right there, or can I interrupt you, or they apologize before the interruption and they say that, oh, I'm sorry to interrupt you, right? Now, regardless of the reaction of the opposite person to any of these statements, typically, and as I'm sure you've seen in the course of your conversations, when you state an interruption as an interruption, there is a total break in the momentum of that conversation, right? And it may or may not lead to a better place. Somebody may feel slighted, whether rightly or wrongly, etc., etc. Right. So asking for permission, asking for an apology, being very direct and saying that I'll, interrupt you right there. You can get away with these things, but in the face of the fact that there is a much better non-combative, non-confrontational, but equally effective way to interrupt a conversation, you may want to reconsider these strategies, right? So, what is it that you can do? The one thing that I've found enormously useful and always has paid rich dividends is to not have the interruption come out as an interruption, right? So, for example, if someone has been talking, right, a useful way to interject is to just say, so let me see if I get this right. So let me see if I get this right. Or any variation of that statement. So let me see if I'm understanding this correctly. So let me just understand from you if you and I are on the same page. So when you are able to interrupt a conversation without making it seem like an interruption, there is no loss of momentum in the conversation. Indeed, what you can do is once you have paraphrased your understanding back to this person, you can then say, okay, so on the basis of this, there are a couple of other things that I'd like to know before we go ahead, right? And it all seems very organic. It seems very well thought out, and there is no bad blood unnecessarily. There is no one-upmanship, whether deliberately or not, right? So this is something that I found to be very useful. I hope you're able to use it. I'll see you soon with another episode. Thank you for all the messages that you've been sending in. It's great fun reading the results of the things that you tried basis what we've discussed in some of these videos. So I'll see you soon for another episode. Until then, ta-da.